Welcome to the IT Career Energizer podcast. For anyone who wants to build and grow a career in IT, develop and improve your strengths and skills, be inspired and motivated by the successes of others, manage your career progression, and achieve your IT career goals. And now, your host, Phil Burgess.
Welcome to episode 51 of the IT Career Energizer, a weekly podcast where I chat with inspiring IT professionals, consultants, and experts from around the world. To find out more about the podcast, visit itcareerenergizer.com. And remember to subscribe to get new episodes automatically downloaded to your device. And now let's chat with today's featured guest, David McGimpsey. David is UK-born and Australian-raised. David has been in information technology since 1992, when he started working as an IT assistant, crawling around on the floor fixing hardware. Shortly afterward, following a literal stroke and a stroke of luck, David got the opportunity to travel the world managing the IT systems of a marketing firm. Today, David is a communication skills trainer based in Japan and has just released his first book. So David, can I ask you to expand on that bio and tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, great to be with you, Phil. To expand on that a little bit, I started working as an IT assistant when I was 17 years old, and that's a very young age. I decided to kind of quit school a lot earlier than most would have at the time, back in 1992. And I started working as an IT assistant. About a year into that job, I had a stroke. So just before my 18th birthday, I had a stroke.
Wow, that is early.
Yeah, and that kind of threw the plans that I had and my work at the time into a bit of disarray. And things took a few months to get back on track. And then I decided that I'd like to kind of move away and change things about my life, given what had just happened, given the stroke. And that was the stroke of luck. I ended up working for a marketing firm, and they gave me the opportunity to travel the world and help set up their IT systems and their customer service departments as they opened offices around the world.
Right. So how many different countries were you visiting?
I guess about 6 or 7. London. I worked in London at first, and then when that stint was about over, they came to me and said, okay, we're going to open an office in Hong Kong. Would you come over to Hong Kong for us? We went over there, and it just kind of continued that way.
Yeah, so it must have been quite interesting to see different countries and different cultures that early in your career.
Yes. I guess they also say, though, youth is wasted on the young, so you don't quite appreciate it as much as you would, say, if you were 30 or 40 years old. But it was a very good experience so early on.
David, can you share a unique career tip with the IT Career Energizer audience? One they need to know and probably don't?
I think communication skills is the biggest focus you should have going into an IT job. Just to expand on that a bit, one of the things that attracted me to IT was the ability to kind of sit behind a PC and write my programs and create my software with no interruptions from anyone and just kind of working on my own.
Yeah.
And that kind of worked, 25 years ago and in a really small companies, but it doesn't work anymore. You really need to have good communication skills to work in IT.
Yeah, you mentioned that probably did work 25 years ago. Do you feel that IT careers in particular have changed in the way that communication has become important?
Yeah, I think it has changed a lot. I think one of the big reasons for that is more people are more tech savvy these days.
Yeah.
And so they're more likely to ask questions or be skeptical about things, and really want to know the ins and outs of what's happening.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I think particularly with things like smartphones in particular, and the way the whole user interfaces of systems has changed, has made people far more aware and more engaged, I suppose, with technology, and therefore that detachment that used to exist between IT departments and IT professionals from the end user has had to be reduced to make projects successful.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really something I would encourage people to work on, is being able to explain very, very simply what they would like to do as far as changes with their programs, or what's happening with the hardware, or whatever it is.
Yeah,
that really goes up to project management.
Oh, definitely, yes. David, can you tell us maybe about your worst IT career moment and what you learned from that experience?
Yeah, I was working at a bank, and I did a rollout of a software change that had to be rolled back immediately.
Right.
Basically, what happened is I made a change after being requested to do so. I didn't ask enough questions. I didn't fully investigate the change I was making, and I broke things for customers. So I broke the functionality they were using.
So how quickly were you able to resolve that?
The rollback happened quite quickly. So we were able to get the customers back up and running very quickly. The fallout, however, was not good. So, of course, it's working at a bank, working at a large company, and when you're working on a customer-facing system, any change that doesn't go well is very visible.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's visible all the way up the chain, both at the client side and internally.
So what did you learn from that?
To ask a lot of questions, and to not... probably the best lesson I learned from that was never take at face value what you're asked to do.
Yeah, you need as much information as you can get.
Yeah, because the person asking you what to do thinks they know everything about the way the system works or the way the process works, but it's not always the case.
Very true. Can you maybe take us now to your IT career highlights or greatest success and tell us about that?
Actually, still working for the bank. It was the ability to work remotely for the bank. One of the great things about IT. I worked for them in Melbourne, and I was able to work for them for 5 years from my house in Japan.
Yeah, that's quite useful to be able to do that, definitely. When did that come about?
So I worked for them from, I guess, 2000 to 2006 in Melbourne. And around that time, I decided I wanted to move to Japan and try living in Japan. So I handed in my notice at the bank. And they said, look, if you're going to Japan, why don't you continue to work for us? And we'll see how things go. And that worked out really well. And I was able to work for them basically from my living room for 5 years.
Wow. I mean, I suppose that's the difference in how technology advanced over that sort of period from the 90s into the 2000s, that things like remote working became possibilities.
Exactly. And I mean, when you think about it was up until about 2011. And things have changed significantly since then that it would make it even easier to work remotely now.
Yeah, agreed.
Like just internet speed alone,
Definitely, yes. So, David, what excites you about the future of the IT industry and careers in IT?
I think it's the ability for IT professionals to have more influence within the organizations they work in. So even though more people are tech savvy, the fact that things are moving at such a rapid rate, I think IT professionals really have a chance to have a big impact on the direction of the organization.
I think you're right there, yeah. I think a lot of companies as well are becoming more technology focused. They're almost technology companies who run a business. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's that sort of change in attitudes as well. I think a lot of the e-commerce companies in particular have that view. It's all about the technology and the business sits on top of it.
Exactly.
Okay, we're going to go into the reveal round now. Are you ready for this?
All good.
So what first attracted you to a career in IT?
Working on my own.
Right, okay. So the autonomy.
Yeah. Yes, and as I alluded to before, the kind of being able to just work on my own, do my programming, not be interrupted by anyone, that kind of thing.
Yeah, do you feel that's changed these days?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What is the best career advice you've ever received?
Not to burn your bridges.
Yes. Yeah. Have you experienced that?
Yeah, I have done software projects for people I used to work for that I didn't necessarily get along with, and it would have been easy to leave the company and just say, like, I've had it, I never want to see you again, or be, or burn my bridges. And the fact I didn't enabled me to generate extra business.
Yeah. If you were to begin your IT career again right now, what would you do?
I would network more. I would try and be more social.
What career objectives are you focusing on right now?
Right now, helping other people to communicate. Right now, I train people how to do better presentations.
And what's the number one non-technical skill that has helped you in your career so far?
Emotional intelligence.
Right. It's quite a popular subject at the moment, isn't it? I see a lot about it, particularly on social media platforms such as LinkedIn.
Yeah. I think one part of EQ, emotional intelligence, that's really important for IT professionals is empathy.
Yes.
When you can empathize with the person you're making a change for or that you're working with, you're in a better position to elicit the right answers to the right questions.
Can you share maybe a parting piece of career advice with the IT Career Energizer audience?
Yeah. Don't rely on education alone. Get as much experience as you can for the kind of job that you want to do, and try and build a portfolio for yourself.
Yeah. Do you have any sort of tips or advice on how to go about doing that?
Yeah, I would, like, if you're interested in programming, I would say, start doing small projects just on your own, building some software that maybe you've seen and you want to copy, or do something for a local business or something like that. Because when you go to a job interview, if you're in a job interview and the interviewer has a choice between two people with the same education, they're going to look more favorably at the person who can say, I've got experience doing these things, even though it wasn't in a paid job.
No, very true. I think there's also so many resources out there, things like Pluralsight, that there's no real reason why if you're a self-starter, why you can't actually go out there and do things like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And finally, what's the best way we can find out more about you and potentially connect with you?
You can visit me at my blog at presentationblogger.com.
Okay. David, thank you so much for joining me on the IT Career Energizer podcast today. It's been great chatting with you.
Thanks very much for your time, Phil.
My thanks to David for being my guest on today's show. You can find full show notes on the website at itcareerenergizer.com/E51. In the next episode, I'll be talking with Jeff Patton, who is an independent consultant and author of the book User Story Mapping. You can get this and other future episodes automatically downloaded and available to play by simply subscribing to the podcast in iTunes, Stitcher, or whichever streaming service you're using to listen. Thanks for listening, and remember, if you're not growing your career, you're slowing your career. Have a great week.
Thanks for listening to the IT Career Energizer podcast. To find out more about building a successful career in IT, visit itcareerenergizer.com.